Um, Number 6, for God's sake, stay humble. Okay, as soon as your ego gets involved, as soon as you think you know the market, it is going to punish you hard. Okay, so we got to stay humble. I would recommend that you stay quiet. Don't be tweeting out or posting, or bragging about how smart you are that you bought XYZ. You get too attached to it, people start to follow. Some of them will want you to fail. I would just keep it on the down low and stay humble, because the market, if you ever become overconfident, the market is going to punish you into oblivion for real. Okay, so for God's sake, stay humble. Um, you know not much. Okay, even if you read the annual report and all the quarterly reports, and you go onto the bull boards where they talk about the stock, um, you really don't know that much. You know some things, which is great, but the insiders know more. Those closest to the company know more. The suppliers of their raw materials, they know more. The people that work at that plant, they know more. That company, they know more. Their competitors, they know more. So we have to know that we know not that much. And that keeps you from overconfidence and putting too much into any one story, any one stock. We need to spread it out a little bit, not dramatically, and I'll talk about that in a separate video as well. But it's just good to know that you don't know that much, and that can keep you with a position size that's manageable, as opposed to being too great a piece of your pie. Again, I'll do a full video on that someday. Look, everything matters in the stock market. Everything matters. The politics matters, interest rates matter, it matters what the Fed is doing. It matters very much what the oil price is. It matters what's going on in China. It matters what's going on in India, South Africa. It matters of the wars that are happening, sanctions and tariffs. We've had copper going up lately, for example. And I was kind of wondering, well, why is copper having such a bullish move? Well, partly it's the tariffs, because it's going to cost more to get them to the consumer in the US because of tariffs added. I don't know. Is that what's going on? Probably. So, but the thing of it is, it all matters. And then that's just the macro. Then you get down to the micro, which is the company itself, the company fundamentals. Maybe there's some breakthroughs, some AI. Here I've talked about BTC. What's happened with BTC, which is Bitcoin, is it's taken a little bit of the luster away from gold and silver. So it used to be that gold and silver was the best way to, I don't know, play against fiat currencies, which all inflate and eventually collapse to zero. So gold and silver have been the place to be. But of course, in the last decade or so, Bitcoin has had a big influence on that. The market cap of Bitcoin is about 2 trillion now. The market cap of gold is, I don't know, 20 trillion, 19 trillion. It's been going up. Gold's been doing great. But the gold stocks haven't done that well. And part of that is because guys like me, who used to put a whack of cash into those situations, has been diverting some of it into Bitcoin or MicroStrategy or the Bitcoin miners or whatever. There's this whole new competition. Anyway, these breakthroughs really matter. And you can go back and look at Kodak, for example, who didn't keep up with the change in photography and the phones and whatnot for camera work, and they were knocked out of the business. Same with Xerox. So these technological breakthroughs can really affect a company. So we have to think about everything. Natural disasters, I mean, that's crazy, right? Some sort of situation that happens in China can wipe out a manufacturer in China that affects the price of goods in Canada or the US. So everything matters. Terrorists, a plane flying into a building obviously matters a lot. So you have to be kind of up on it, on everything. Last thing for this video is guard your downside. You must survive to trade another day. And I always talk about losing less. That's one of my, I think one of my great lessons that I've learned in my trading career is to lose less. And sometimes you lose less by getting out of a bad situation in a hurry when it becomes evident that this is not one I should be scaling into. This is one that I should be getting rid of if something terrible happens or some new competitor comes out. Leverage will help you a lot. So look, if you're buying stocks on margin, in other words, you're putting down $1,000 and buying $2,000 worth of stock or $1,500 worth of stock, you are really leaving yourself exposed. I do believe in margin. I do use it, but you have to be very, very careful, because in a crash situation, in a serious drawdown, you're going to get margin calls. You're going to be forced to sell stocks, and you're going to, your $10,000 is going to turn into two instead of your 10,000 turning into 6,500. 6,500, you can come back, and get to 20,000, but 10,000 down to two, boy, it takes a long time just to get back to 10, if it hasn't destroyed you psychologically. So really careful on leverage. Keep it at a low level. Play the long game. Don't just try to be a genius today and a wizard, a stock wizard. It takes time. And again, the pros are savage. They will sniff this out and they will cause maximum pain. The pros will love to dance on your grave to turn you bankrupt. So we have to be aware of our opponent in a way. Who is on the other side of the trade, can be, somebody with more knowledge than you, with more power than you. And if you are naive in this, you are going to pay your tuition, which we don't want to do, or at least keep it minimal. So I think that's all I have for this one. Remember, my Smithy Fitness guys, I do have this new channel, my Smithy Finance, and I'm going to be uploading probably 5-6 times a week on that. And Smithy Finance, if you've found my finance channel but you don't know, I do have a fitness channel, because look, money and muscle are two of the top ingredients of a good life. Love is in there as a third, but look, you got to have money and have a certain style and attractiveness that being fit will give you. Okay, that's it. This is part one of how many parts, I don't know. Thanks for checking it out, and thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.